pallet racking. That's what we're gonna get, pallet racking. I don't necessarily love it because it's deep, and that means when you start piling stuff on it, especially as you get up higher, you're gonna have stuff, you know, buried behind other stuff. But I do love it because it is easy to have it tall, which is going to be important for this shop, and to have stuff underneath it like a workbench here and a pegboard. So if you are in Iowa and you know a good place where we can get pallet racking, I would love your help on that. Good morning, by the way. Good morning, beginning farmer friends. Today is the day. We are going to do it. We're gonna move the cows into the winter lot. We'll probably also move to the sheep into the winter lot as well. So we need to go through all the steps that we need to do right now to get the cows where they need to be, as easy as possible, as painless as possible. Let me show you what those steps are. Here's a fun fact for you. Back in our early 20s, my wife and I actually worked at a boarding school where we had students live in our basement. At the boarding school, the headmaster had a saying, DTRT, do the right thing. So today, this is all about doing the right thing when it comes to moving these cattle, because there has been plenty of times when I've just tried to do it as quickly as possible, and then it turns into a whole fiasco. Cows all over the farm, me running all over the farm, and I don't want to repeat that today. So I'm gonna do the right thing. Step one is gonna clear out this bed. I've got a bunch of pumpkins in here that somebody gave us. We're gonna throw those to the pigs. The reason that we needed to get the pickup bed empty was because there is a small pile of scrap metal here that I just want to throw in the back of the truck instead of waiting and piling it somewhere else and moving that pile 5 times, putting it in the truck. And then today or tomorrow, whenever I get that direction, we're gonna take it to the scrapyard. I don't care if they give me any money for it, I just care if it's gone. Step number 3 is to go grab that extra bale ring, bring it up to the winter lot, put the bale in it. We need to do that now. In order to do that, we got to start the tractor. Again, I didn't plug it in. Let's see what happens. We're gonna do step 4 while step 3 is warming up, that being the tractor. One of the problems that I often have when I move cattle is that I make a mess. No, is they just run all over the place. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up some fence so that I can run them on the back side of the hoop house over here, and I'll just be able to drive them exactly where I need them to be. Now I need to go get those derelict calves that are just running around wherever they want to run, so that they're with the cows, so when they go, everybody goes. Hup, calves. Let's all go together now, friends. Hup, calves. Hup, calves. This might take a little while. That's a good looking Dexter calf. If somebody's looking to start a herd, I would say that's a good looking cow. It comes from one of our bigger Dexters, which for me is a good thing. I like the bigger ones. They fill out a little bit faster. They fill out a little bit more. We get good meat cuts from them. If I had any doubts as to why I needed to move the cows up to the winter lot, other than of course the fact that I want to work them and sell some, there is a skim of ice that is getting on the water every single night as it gets down into the low 20s every night. Even though it gets up, you know, into the 40s, it gets cold. Now that we've got that done, let's move from step number 4 back to step number 3, which is move the bale ring. Good news on the water front, it did not overflow overnight. I think we're good on the water. We are definitely good on the hay. I'm gonna close this gate right here. We're gonna go get some cows. We're gonna call step 5 putting that bale in the bale ring. Step 6, move the rest of these cows. In theory, I'm gonna call them down here. They're gonna walk through this lane, past the hoop house, and out to the winter lot where they're gonna spend the next few months. Let's see how it goes. Come on, cows! Come on, cows! Up, cows! The nice thing about this setup right here is that I can just walk them along. I've got my temporary fence right here. I've got my perimeter fence out there. I don't have to worry about them getting out as much. Although I see them looking at the fence up here. I'm gonna get on this side of the fence and just encourage them. In the words of the headmaster from the boarding school, I'm going to encourage these cows to DTRT, do the right thing. I don't even know what step we're on anymore. Are we on step like F or something? Step 6, 7, I don't know. Got all the cows in here. I need to wire up this makeshift fence, as it were. Get that all ready, and then grab a piece of wire and hook up the electric fence to that temporary fence that I just put out there. Right now the cows are just kind of exploring their new area, checking out the hay, finding what their boundaries are. They'll be fine. In order to tie this into my perimeter fence, I just need a short little jumper wire from my line right here to this fence right here, and then connect those lines. There's not much to it. The last step is just to pick up this temporary fence that made all of this easy and possible. If you're scoring along at home, that took about an hour and 45 minutes. That also included the time that it took to go get that bale ring, bring it up here and put the bale in it. I would say that's pretty good. Let's just call it an hour and a half then of moving the cows, including the setup. The reason that I say that's all right is because usually it's a rodeo if I don't take the time to set it up right. It might take a little bit longer, but if I'm out doing it by myself, which I did all of this by myself today, an hour and a half is a good use of time, especially since it was pretty easy. It was just waiting for the cows to do their thing and then letting them do their thing. I didn't have to do a lot other than set up a fence, kind of get them where I wanted them to start going, then they went. I've been doing a little thinking as I was moving the cows and getting everything set up, and I decided I'm not going to bring the sheep in right now. I'm going to wait till after we have the vet here. That way we just have one less species to deal with as we're trying to get the cows into the corral for the vet to come. So hopefully that will motivate me to get the vet here really quickly, so then we can bring the sheep up and we can also start selling some. I think I just counted right now that there's 5, maybe 6 that I would be willing to sell, which would take us from 20 down to 14 or 15. Plus, it would be a decent little infusion of cash. I would say that that amount of money would probably buy one door for the front of the shed. That would be plain awesome. So that is good motivation right there. I'm sitting here editing the video and I realized I never ended it. I got the cows moved, I got everything set up, and then I went to town and did work in town and came back and just kind of bounced around a lot of different places, but never really ended the video, never really said goodbye. And I want to make sure I say goodbye. So I'm editing the video right now. I'm going to get it done. I am following some rabbit trails though, as I'm on the hunt for that pallet racking or shelving, whatever it is. I just want to make sure I get the right thing. I'm kind of finding out that the right thing is going to be a little more expensive, but I want to make sure I get the right thing and not just something. If you liked the video today, thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up, a like, a subscribe. If you got any ideas for us on the farm, or if there's anything you would like to see, put a comment down below. I think the comments are down below. Whatever it is, I hope you guys are having a great day wherever you are, and I hope your journey is going great too.